The new Big 12. Welcome to the Voice of College Football. We break down the game we all love each and every day with you. Best discussion, debate, and analysis because of your support and contribution, your involvement right here at the Voice of College Football. Please like the video, share the videos out on social media, and subscribe. Hit that bell for the notifications to know when we go live. All right, the new Big 12 conference is going to include the old standbys, Texas and Oklahoma. Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark made the comment last week at Big 12 Basketball Media Days in Kansas City that Oklahoma and Texas will be with the Big 12 through the 2025 season. It had seemed inconceivable to me that Texas and Oklahoma, considering the bitterness, the resentment of the split between those two universities and all their sports programs and the Big 12, that they would stick around for the 2021 22, 23, 24, 25, 5 calendar years of sports seasons, that they would stay in the Big 12, that the SEC would not want to bring in Texas and Oklahoma as soon as possible and get started on their vision for the conference going forward. However, according to Yormark and other sources, the Big 12 will consist of Oklahoma and Texas through 2025. But at the same time, the new 4 members, BYU, Cincinnati, UCF, and Houston, will be entering the conference for the 2023 college football season. So what should this plan look like for the Big 12? I've got a couple proposals. Let's run them down. Keep in mind a few things here. We want to look at rivalries. We want to look and keep in mind geography. We want to keep in mind balance, competitive balance. We also want to create a situation in which Oklahoma and Texas will leave, and then we don't have to reconfigure the conference again. We want to devise a plan, implement a plan in which Oklahoma and Texas can leave and the division format can stay intact. Here's a few ways to do that. North and South. Let's split up the Big 12, North and South. It cannot be done perfectly. The new North Division looks like this. BYU, Iowa State, West Virginia, Cincinnati, Kansas, and Kansas State, with Oklahoma also added there in the North Division. Keep in mind that it's not perfectly set to North and South. It's extremely close, and the contradictions, if you will, in terms of geography are slight. The South Division looks like this. Of course, UCF, they're going to be in the South. Also, Texas, TCU, Houston, Baylor, Texas Tech, and Oklahoma State. As we keep together the entire state of Texas and all the rivalries there in Texas, including the Longhorns until they leave, we did have to split up Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, but of course, we can also guarantee in the scheduling that the Sooners and the Cowboys will play the next 4 seasons. So that's a north-south split, 7-7. And then when Texas and Oklahoma leave, it's 6-6. Let's go to the East and West models. First in the East, we've got Cincinnati, of course, UCF, West Virginia, and the 4 most eastern Texas schools. Texas, TCU, Baylor, and Houston, 7 schools in the East. The Western Division looks like this. Of course, we got BYU. They're way out there in the West. Texas Tech, Kansas, Kansas State, Iowa State, Oklahoma, and Oklahoma State. So keep in mind, we kept Kansas State together, also Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, and then on the other side in the East, all the Texas schools except Texas Tech, which in Lubbock is the furthest west by far. In our East and West divisions, of course, when Texas and Oklahoma bolt to the SEC, we will still have 6-6 in each division, and therefore will not have to reconfigure the conference. All right, let's look at how this could play out from a scheduling standpoint. We could go to a setup where, since there are 7 teams in each division, they play the other 6 teams, and then play rotating 3 in the other division for 9 conference games, and then the North and South winners, or the East and West winners, the division winners, play in the conference championship game. Or we could take a page from what has been implemented and will start in the 2023 ACC season, and that's a 3-5-5 model. So we got 14 teams in the conference, and we could go with, you play 3 designated rivals, and you play those teams every season, and then you play the rest of the conference in a split fashion. I took a quick look at this. I mapped out with keeping rivalries in mind and also balance who the 3 designated rivalries for each team in the remaining Big 12 would be, and it looks something like this. And then the 4 new entries in Cincinnati, UCF, Houston, and BYU. And what I tried to do with them is obviously forge some rivalries like West Virginia and Cincinnati. They're so close geographically, and they used to play against each other in the Big East, that we want to renew that rivalry, but at the same time, we want to integrate the 4 new schools and their competition in the existing Big 12. Also, we've left a video down in the comments section where just a few months ago, when it was announced that USC, UCLA were going to the Big 10, and there was a lot of conversation concerning the Big 12. Last summer, when OU and Texas announced that they were leaving, I posted a video immediately following and made my suggestion on who the Big 12 should add. And my suggestions were Cincinnati, UCF, BYU, and Houston. Good job, Big 12. Also, we posted a video in which if the Big 12 would want to expand and match, let's say an expanded Big 10 to 16 teams or the expanded SEC to 16 teams, our suggestions on who the Big 12 should look at from remaining conferences. All right, let's talk it up. Big 12. It's going to be all new in 2025, and it's going to be an interesting mix of old and new starting in the fall of 2023, right here at the Voice of College Football.